You're watching Nittany Nation Update.
What's going on, everybody? Peter Terpstra here for your Nittany Nation Update, Wednesday, October 16th. Penn State is undefeated and things are great right now. Things are doing great. Ooh, I gotta turn on these lights. I was like, why do I look so dark? Let's turn on these lights. It's like TV magic, folks. You ready for this? You ready for this? Boom. What's up, everybody? Okay. So things are going pretty well for Penn State right now. Something that I don't think has really been talked about or mentioned yet is that Penn State's already bowl eligible with a 6-0 record, 6 wins. How about that? So you know they're going to the postseason, which is great. But I want to give you guys kind of like a little context/history lesson today. Let's go back to 2014 in James Franklin's first year as the head coach at Penn State. So he comes in here, replaces Bill O'Brien, who was only here for 2 seasons, and they're basically coming off of scholarship limits and bowl bans and national criticism and all this attention, and it's a lot to handle, right? What's his name? Hackenberg was your second-year quarterback at that time. He won the job the year before. And James Franklin's got to, like, navigate all this stuff. And not just that, but his first game was against Central Florida in Ireland. So it was like, that's, like, so much to have to navigate off the top. And you take a look at that season, and the reason that's important is because, like, the fifth-year seniors it was their freshman year. This was their freshman year. And guys that were being recruited through this time, because this could not have been an easy way to recruit when, you know, maybe the national perception of Penn State is damaged in the wake of the sex abuse scandal, and James Franklin's basically got to be the biggest salesman ever. So you got guys that are bedrocks of this team now that had to sign back in 2014, or were being recruited back in 2014, or they were freshmen, right? And now Penn State has kind of been climbing the mountain, and you've seen success after success, and, you know, they've been strong for the last number of years. So a great rebuilding project. But you look at, you know, that season in 2014, man, they were 7-6, right? They were originally banned from going to a bowl game on September 8th. In the season, that bowl ban is lifted, effective immediately. So those guys that didn't think they'd be able to play in the postseason all of a sudden are allowed to play in the postseason. And it wasn't the greatest season for Penn State, but again, recruits and the freshmen during that year have kind of been the foundation for this season. So you have like this 4-game stretch of losses in 2014, at home against Northwestern, at Michigan, at home against Ohio State, who was ranked, and at home against Maryland. And that loss against Maryland, I want to pinpoint because that was like the first time that Penn State had lost to Maryland since the 60s. It capped a 4-game losing streak. It was at home. 3 of those losses were at home. And things were feeling pretty down at that time. Now, they did finish that season off with the win. They went 6-6 in the regular season. They ended up finishing 4th in the division. And they get a win over Boston College in the Pinstripe Bowl, finished 7-6. And that is how James Franklin kind of enters the scene as Penn State's head coach. And now look where they're at. I think that's the point that we're making, is that right now Penn State is undefeated, one of the best defenses in the country. You have a rising star in their quarterback, Sean Clifford. You have expected loads of NFL talent on this roster. And they're rolling, and they're expected to compete for a Big Ten championship each year. They've been in the mix. Ohio State and Michigan State have been some bugaboos the last couple years. We'll get to those guys later, but first, you got Michigan, 7:30 Saturday. That was great. What do you do? 7:30 Saturday, Michigan whiteout game at Beaver Stadium. Looking to go to 7-0. Michigan ranks number 17 in the country. Penn State number 7 in the land. You do not get to this point without the guys that kind of committed, signed on, and were recruited during the 2014 season. They've come a long way. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. That was your Nittany Nation update, and we'll have more on this. We are centralpa.com, so you should check it out there. Okay, that's going to do it for me, folks. We'll see you later. Peace out, Girl Scouts.